This is one that's going to make you frustrated. It's going to make you frustrated, so hold on. This is one of those that really gets me. Headline: The World Bank's Papergate. Censorship is not the best way to stop development aid from fueling corruption. A new study of World Bank data finds that aid disbursement to highly aid dependent countries coincides with sharp increases in bank deposits in offshore financial centers. According to The Economist, the World Bank refused to release the study. Afterward, its chief economist resigned. Here's the full content of the allegedly censored paper. So let me give you the long and the short of it. Foreign aid taking money from poor people in rich countries and giving it to rich people in poor countries. What's going on here is the United States and many other countries give foreign aid all across, parts of Asia and Africa and South America. You know the story. Here is this the Economist right here. Let me see if this article right here, they expose the whole thing. The World Bank loses another chief economist, and the whole reason is she's so frustrated because she's finding all this data that shows as soon as the World Bank gets all of this foreign aid, there's a sharp increase in all sorts of money from these receiving countries going off into these offshore shell accounts in like Switzerland and Caymans and all of that. And you might think, okay, Ryan, big deal, big deal. People need their aid. We're not even giving that much. Yeah, well, I pulled this up. This is from USAID. In the year 2018, do you see this right up here in the top left corner? $47 billion. $47 billion was given. Let's see, at the end of Bush's years, 40 billion. At the end of Obama years, 49 billion. And then if you look this year for Trump, 2019, 25 billion. Another Trump accomplishment. I would like to see that number go down as close to zero as possible. But let's not miss out the actual story here. It says here, quote, the World Bank Group considers corruption a major challenge to its twin goals of ending extreme poverty by 2030 and boosting shared prosperity for the poorest 40% of people in developing countries. On its website, the World Bank acknowledges that corruption is one of the main obstacles to development. However, according to a new study, World Bank aid actually fuels corruption. It's no surprise then that the World Bank allegedly tried to censor that paper. What paper? Right here. In its latest issue, The Economist tied the abrupt resignation of World Bank chief economist Penny Goldberg with the story told in the paper, Elite Capture of Foreign Aid, Evidence from Offshore Bank Accounts. I'll show you that in a moment. One of the paper's three authors is a World Bank economist. The other two are academics. The Economist writes, passed an exacting internal review by other researchers in November, but according to informed sources, publication was blocked by higher officials, meaning the data shows that this money is being stolen, but officials at the World Bank are censoring it, they're covering it up, they're not letting people get to it. So what if we just stop giving the money until they release the report? That seems fair. So here's, if you want to read it, it's 46 pages. Here's the report that you can read. I'm not going to go into it, but I'll read the abstract, meaning the summary. Do elites capture foreign aid? This paper documents that aid disbursement to highly aid-dependent countries coincide with sharp increases in bank deposits in offshore financial centers, known for bank secrecy and private wealth management, but not in other financial centers. The estimates are not confounded by contemporary shocks such as civil conflicts, natural disasters, and financial crises, and are robust to instrumenting with predetermined aid commitments, meaning these sharp spikes of money leaving these poor countries and going to these offshore accounts is not affected by civil wars or natural disasters, and it absolutely is right in line with when these major World Bank and foreign aid payments get put in. The implied leakage rate is around 7.5% at the sample mean and tends to increase with the ratio of aid to GDP. The findings are consistent with aid capture in the most aid-dependent countries. What I'd really like to know is 7.5%. That doesn't sound like much, right? Big deal, Ryan. Gosh, you're making such a big deal. You're always such a worrywart. How many billions of dollars are being sent by the World Bank? Let me see. Does it even say? I don't think I saw it in the article, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into it at the moment. This is so ridiculous, though. Again, just another example of why I support President Trump's America First policy. In fact, I'll put it on later. But why are we giving money to countries who are highly, highly corrupt when Flint, Michigan needs $50 million to replace their poisoned water system? Why are we giving money to these foreign countries who are corrupt when Kansas City has potholes on damn near every street and our mayor can't seem to find the money in the budget to fix it? That's a whole nother conversation. Why, bottom line, why are we giving money to anyone else? If anybody gives money, it should be you and I donating our money to a cause. Do you remember when Haiti had the earthquake about, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago? And in the matter of like a weekend, we Americans donated something like $500 million. Now, granted, the Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation stole damn near all of it, but Americans are so charitable. We don't need to be taxing and then giving it away. First off, you have to tax the money. So then it goes to Washington, D.C., so they have to take their fee to pay for the rent and the buildings and the employers and the employees and the retirement plans and all of that and the waste. Then it gets sent off to the World Bank. The World Bank has to pay for their rent and their utilities and their employees and their benefits and, of course, their fraud. And then it goes to these third world countries where almost 10% of it gets taken by crooks. What are we doing? Again, let me read a few comments on this one. It's some funny comments here, actually. This one says, quote, this is a quote from the article this person is commenting on. It says, the World Bank Group considers corruption a major challenge, blah, blah, blah. Specifically, on its website, the World Bank acknowledges that corruption is one of the main obstacles to development. However, according to a new study, the World Bank aid actually fuels corruption. I read that a moment ago to you. This person says, no kidding, just throwing money at third world leaders guarantees they are going to steal the money for themselves. But the World Bank knows this, which is why they are the cockroaches that run the organization that are freaking out. Yeah. Here's the next comment. This is international imperialism, not one country anymore. More like one social class. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This will be the last one I read, but it's a long comment too, but this one says, same for the IMF money. Look at Ukraine. Soros and Franklin Templeton put billions into the Ukraine coup. IMF covers their loans. Blackstone Group consolidates their interests. IMF funnels billions in taxpayer money to private bank owned by oligarchs. IMF gets billions funneled to Kolomonsky's Burisma Holdings. Foreign and local state actors get paid off millions. Billions in state assets get sold off to repay IMF loans. Public gets more and more financially raped. It's the most complex yet plain simple laundering scam in the world. It pays off billions, and it's performed right out in the open, while the minions like us in the world and governments and their collaborating mainstream media partners completely cover it up. Yep, that's exactly right. This is exactly what's happening in Ukraine, and this is why Joe Biden is freaking out. This is actually why Joe Biden's running for president. Let's not kid ourselves. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with that. That's all for right now. Take this home to your friends. Share it with your friends. Again, this is why we need more pro-Trump, America First policies. Love Trump or hate him, you cannot deny America First is the best policy for our country. So that's all I got for you guys right now. Please share, comment, reach out to me. I love hearing what you think about this stuff. That's all for right now. Catch you on the next episode. Thanks. My name is Ryan Derks. I'm running from Missouri's 5th Congressional District, and I approve this message.